And I literally have had customers say, I would rather come here and see you, pay extra money than go somewhere else.
If you create that culture, that environment where the customer feels welcome, you can be a little higher margin.
You have more growth in something like this than more people understand. Anything with retail is the person behind your register.
So welcome to Fast Track's Conversations. I'm your host, Zack McNally. And today I'm joined by my old friend and industry veteran, Mary Jo. So over the years, she has owned and operated tobacco stores all across Pennsylvania and recently shifted gears, opening beer Chicz. So Mary Jo, great to see you.
You too, Zack.
So we've had the opportunity to work together for, probably close to 20 years. And I've seen you guys weather many storms and seen lots of fads kind of come and go. So why the shift to beer Chicz?
The cigarette market just was not beneficial, and I needed a change of pace. 30 years in the tobacco business was a little much.
Yeah, the tobacco industry is definitely not what it used to be. So I would imagine there's a lot of overlap between, selling the products you used to sell, the tobacco, to what you're selling now.
I don't know, the cigarette margin compared to the beer margin, the clientele is so much different.
Gotcha. So the store that you're operating today, is it traditional walk-in? Do you guys have a drive-through? Do you offer delivery, anything like that?
I stayed away from the delivery. So,
Gotcha.
but I'm a full-on distributor. So like I have the 30s, I have like the halves, but I have a storefront. So I'm taking the best of both worlds, I guess.
Sure. So what was the biggest surprise from operating the tobacco side of the house to more of the beer side?
Oh, there was a lot of surprises. There was a lot of surprises. I think one of the biggest ones were like the cost difference. I'll do this, for example. In the beginning, I was trying to carry like cigarettes just to be accommodating, not to, because you don't make money on them. So it was just more of a, let's, be accommodating. Half of a case of cigarettes would cost me about the same much as a pallet of beer, which is like 78 cases. To your 6 to 8% to 25%.
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah. And literally, like, it's harder to steal beer than it is cigarettes, just so you know.
Sure.
They're a little bigger packages, a little more noticeable.
Sure. So the beer industry itself, though, it's had some changes recently, nowhere near the tobacco vape side. However, we had the introduction of seltzers, which just kind of exploded over the past few years. Have you guys seen that there as well?
Yes. And then this year, craft beer has taken a huge jump in this area. We're hitting a different age group. So,
okay.
You have your older guys and they're straight out the door beer. Like it's just old school beer. You start getting into like the 40 to 28 and they're mostly women. It's the seltzers. But now that's even changing and now they're going more towards the non-sugar because now they come out with beer, no sugar.
Really?
Yes.
Are these domestic, like the Michelob Ultra type stuff, or is it something different?
No, it's more like the Mike's Hard Lemonade, like stuff like that, because beer has your like ultralight and your zero, and like that's been here a couple years. Right. They came out with a lot of non-alcoholic beers now too, because a lot of people love the taste of beer, but for health reasons they can't drink it. It's a never-ending cycle of what they come up with. And I don't even drink. Like, we'll start there. I don't drink.
Really?
No, not at all.
How about that? That's fine. Yeah. So on the IPA side, I know that those have always been hot, and I drink them casually, and I'm more of a domestic guy. But there is a huge difference in the alcohol content in some of the IPAs versus a traditional domestic. Do you guys see that the customers prefer that high alcohol content, the 9s, 10s, stuff like that?
Depending on the age group. Like your younger ones, oh yeah, they're all about it because, they're rock stars. To where someone like me, I'd probably take a mouthful of an IPA and be dead. Like drunk because I don't drink for one, but just that alcohol content. Some days I'm like, oh my goodness.
On the keg side, what does that look like? I come in, I buy a keg or a deposit, or how does that work?
See, I'm a little more choosy here because people have come to realize when you get a keg, you actually are wasting beer. It's a waste of money.
Mhm.
So like a lot of weddings now, like if they're, because a lot of people have like outdoor weddings, whatever, they're buying 30 packs because you lose so much of like beer when you have a keg. I don't care how much gas you give it, how much air, there's still probably a quarter of an inch in the bottom of the keg. So now you paid for it, you can't get it out. It's a waste of money. So I
Gotcha.
talk people out of them
Sure,
as
sure.
much as I can.
Gotcha. Now, how long have you been operating under the Beer Chiz umbrella?
5 years.
Okay, so you've seen some holidays come and go. Do you guys see an uptick towards this time of year, which for those listening is close to the holidays, Christmas, New Year's?
Oh, absolutely. And then it's no different than any business. Come like right after the first year, you start seeing the decline until the first day that you get one nice day, and then it's like game on again. I mean, you have your everyday customers, don't misunderstand. There's never really a dull moment,
Sure.
but it calms down a little bit.
Gotcha. And the seasonal beers, they have quite a few that'll come out in the spring, fall, winter beers. Are those a customer hit?
Oh yeah, and see, like our seasons change different than everybody else's in the beer industry. So right after like Christmas, like right after the new year, we're already getting our spring beer because that's pretty much how our seasons run. Like my Oktoberfest and all that came at the end of July.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. It's hard to be thinking about Oktoberfest when you're sweating, but okay.
Oh,
So
but they buy it. They don't care. Oh, it's out. And I'm like, ooh.
that's fun. I know down here in the South, we have seen an uptick in what I call college beer, the Bush Lights, the Natural Lights, the things of that nature. Those seem to be more dominant than I remember them in the past. Is that similar up there?
Oh yeah, Bush Light took a huge jump this year.
Yeah.
Huge. And yeah, it's a lot of the kids that are hitting 21. I don't know why, but yeah, Bush Light's huge here. Mick Ultra's another one because everybody's watching their weight.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I tried I'm a Mick Ultra guy for the most part. I tried the Bud version of it, the NXTs, I believe they're called, and that was more like a seltzer to me. Do you guys push that product at all? Do you see it?
I don't even carry the NXT because everybody, like when it first came out, like of course everybody jumped on that bandwagon because they were all trying it and they're like, oh no. So then the market just died on it. So I'm like, well, I don't need that. Even seltzers at this point have slowed down. A
You
lot of
think
people
it's
went back
because
to
of
beer.
you think the seltzers are because of just market confusion, too many products on the market? Because everybody had a seltzer.
Well, they also did a vodka-based one. Like, so they seriously flooded the market so much with them. So there's a vodka-based one, and now in Pennsylvania, we still have state liquor stores. So now you have to go to the state liquor store to get the vodka-based one, and then you would come here to get the malt one. The funny part of it is the malt one has more alcohol content than the vodka one.
Sure, sure. In a similar note, last year or maybe the year before, I started seeing, Fireball at places that wouldn't be allowed to sell liquor. So I believe they did that too. They brought out like a malt liquor version of Fireball. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, they did
Yeah,
Fireball, they did
yeah.
Southern Comfort, they did
Right,
99 Bananas. Oh, but yeah, they
right.
ran it all, but it's the wording.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
it's
are your
not
customers aware
liquor,
it's not the same Fireball that they're buying at the liquor
right? So
store?
it's not liquor, it's a malt.
What do you look for when you're trying to evaluate a new product to bring in? Is it pretty much just take the beer rep's word for it, or do you have a guy in house
Oh
that
no,
helps you
you
out?
ready? Here we go.
Sure.
And this is the honest to God truth. So with IPAs, I get a list and I'll go, oh, that's a cool name. Wow, that's a cool color. Look at that. That's awesome. That's how I order my IPAs.
That's fine. So you're about the marketing side of it, the name and the packaging, right?
Correct. If it isn't something that's going to catch my eye, why carry it? if your graphics aren't there or it's not bright colored, you're not they're bypassing it. It always works for me though. With my that's cool. That's a great name. I don't
Gotcha.
lack on selling them. I'll tell you that.
Well, good, good. Um, I know that when it comes to trying something new like an IPA, it's always a risk of, okay, do I want to commit this investment in 6 beers when it may be terrible? Do you guys offer like a mix match 6 pack or anything like that?
What I'll do is if it's something that starts to slow move, I will physically take them out of like the 6 pack or the 12 pack, and I have a cooler in the front with ice.
Mhm.
I stick some in there because someone's more apt to buy one.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So you get 12 people that are like, just let me try it. There goes your 12 pack. And technically, you just made more money on it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what do you do on the margin side? Do you charge more when you sell it as a single?
Yep. Yeah, everything has like its own unique little breakdown. And you have to play it by ear. If it's something you want to get rid of like fast, you just mark it right down to, and you make what you can, but to get it to
Sure.
move out of your door.
Do you have a kind of a target in mind when you're setting margins, saying, okay, this is what I want to make on singles, this is what I want to do on 6 packs, 12 packs, 30 packs? Or is it based on, this is what I want to do on domestic, this is what I want to do on imports, this is what I want to do on
Yeah.
craft?
It's more on the like the domestic, you pretty much keep it because everybody has the same things. You try to just be price comparable to all of them. The other stuff, that's a different animal all by itself. You just try to make sure that you're good. That's the best way I could do it. Just make sure you're good.
Got you, got you. What about any mixers or accessories? Do those opportunities exist in the beer world like they did in the
I
tobacco
mean,
world?
they do. I try not to get involved in a lot of that. This is like a little country town. I don't know how to explain it. Everybody's like a creature of habit in here.
Sure.
Something comes out, sometimes you'll get that, oh, that's cool. Like, let me get that. Like if it doesn't have a home and it doesn't look neat and organized, no, I can't.
Gotcha. So you mentioned your town's a little town. I would assume, how would you classify your customer then, as a blue collar customer?
We have a really good mix.
Okay.
Like a really
Yeah,
good mix.
good.
A lot of people around here own their own businesses. Like, I don't know, like everybody kind of gets along and everybody picks like their favorite beer store, their favorite restaurant, or. I know a lot of guys that own their own construction company, like they're all in here, or roofers, or I don't know. Everybody likes to drink. That's the positive part up here.
Sure. Sure. Now, is it just beer or do you dabble in the wine side as well?
I have a winery right across the street from me, so yet again, I try to stay away from the wine.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
some come out, but they don't list it as wine. They list it more as like a fruity malt, but
Got
it
you.
it's technically a wine. So like here and there, I'll get it like this time of year. If something comes out, I'll get it just because of Christmas and New Year's. But it wouldn't be like an everyday item.
So, in that similar vein, since you can't offer a loyalty program, you can't incentivize the customers there. How do you, keep your little friends from, shopping elsewhere?
They have like a discount card. So it's like an everyday discount. See, these are like the people that, yeah, here every day, every couple days. You try to make it work with everybody and still keep yourself above water, like keep them coming in. I mean, Zach, I'm not going to lie. They come in for my personality. It has nothing to do with the beer.
And you can't blame them.
Listen, it's not even funny. Like they come in here, and if I'm not here for a couple days, they're like, "Well, what happened?" Like I didn't even need beer. I came in today to see you. I'm like, "I'm sorry, you shouldn't have did that." Like, like one of those. I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's
know how
funny.
I am.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, when one of our reps reached out to you, he called me afterwards. He's like, "Do you know a Mary Jo?" I was like, "Do I know a Mary Jo? Who doesn't know Mary Jo?" He was like, he said, "She's a big personality." I said, "She is 100%." Yeah, I remember you guys stopping up at the New York office to pick up some hardware. Gosh, it's probably been 15 years ago. It's probably the last time I saw you in person,
Well,
maybe.
yeah, well, we all know the market changed so much. It wasn't anything that we knew.
Yeah, people are having to pivot like you did and kind of like, okay, what else can I sell in my existing stores, or what other industries can I pivot into?
Yeah, and
Because tobacco's
I
not
found
tobacco.
out like this was for sale, and I was like, I want to own that. And I still remember Stan looking at me going, Mayor, I said, I'm over the cigarettes. I said, it's too much of a headache. It's too stressful. Like they're opening them everywhere. You can't compete like at all. I said, I need a change. I need a breath of fresh air. Like I'm over it. And he's like, all right, well, then do it. Oh, well, and here we are, 5 years. And it worked out perfect because in December I bought it, like the next year when the pandemic hit. So
Gotcha.
the tobacco stores by then
Did
were
you guys,
done.
yeah,
There was no coming back from that.
were you guys allowed to
Right.
stay open?
There was just no coming back because there was already whatever all around us. But I stepped into this. But let me tell you, Zach, what an adventure this was to go from cigarettes to here with the pandemic and me not being a drinker. You can just
Oh,
imagine the amount of words that I made up while I was doing this. Okay. I was just like,
yeah,
what did I do? But I made it through. So here we are.
sure, sure. So that was your first year in business then was 2020 under the Beer Chiz name.
Yep.
So, that's obviously getting fed to the wolves immediately. How do you kind of figure out, okay, what is normal, or is there a normal?
No such thing as normal. I like literally there is no such thing. Like after the pandemic, like when things finally like slowed down a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, I took a deep breath and went, oh Jesus, thank goodness this is normal. Like normal instead of like what was coming. Cause that I was number one, I never thought I would say this in my life, but I was so overwhelmed in the first month of COVID that I was just like, "Oh my goodness." And it wasn't because of the amount of people, because I mean, the tobacco stores on the right day would be no difference. But it was more of a I didn't know the market. I knew nothing of this stuff. And I was like a hot mess express. I was like, I'll just wing it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Once the first month like gave, I was like, all right, I got this. I don't know how, but I got this. But I made it through. I mean, 5 years, here I am.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you're over the hump, absolutely.
Yeah.
So in dealing with a whole new industry, what are some of the challenges there? I mean, obviously you have to know the product, but is it just, how do you order this way versus ordering that way or things like that or
Um,
what?
so beer is different. So like they offer like deals on like a pallet or 2 pallets, and a lot of them are significant. So when you don't know the market and you're just like, well, oh my goodness, like I sold 3, so I'm going to get 3, not understanding you could be losing like $2 for a 30 pack. And so then I think that was my biggest challenge is trying to figure out because you have 3 different distributors that I order from, trying to figure out what everybody's deals were. I am thankful though, I had some great reps that like were like, "No, stop. Like, no, you're wrong." And I'm like, "I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I have no idea." So like they walked me through it.
That's good. That's good. So kind of help you to understand when to buy heavy and take advantage of that and store it versus when to just say this is just regular pricing. Yeah.
Right. And I mean, a
Mhm.
positive to alcohol versus cigarettes too is you don't have reps coming in going, well, we need this amount of room and we need, no, 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 no. We have none of that.
Wow.
Everything is the same across the board for everybody,
Okay. Um,
so advantage, huge advantage.
and you don't have, I'm assuming you don't have the same buy downs or the contracts regarding buy downs in the beer space, correct?
No. And first of all, beer, when that beer comes in, you write them a check and that's it. So there is no, when it walks through my door, it's mine now. Once that check, they have a check, it's mine. So it's not anybody coming in going, oh, well, you owe. No, no, I don't owe anybody anything because all my stuff's paid
So
for.
how are the discounts different? So if I walk into like a grocery store and I see a case of Bud Light on sale for $5 off, what happened on the back end? Did I just buy it cheaper?
No.
Okay.
Grocery stores compared to like a distributor, like sometimes they do have like they won't make any money off of it, but they don't
Okay.
care to make money off of it. But they can't carry 30 packs. So they're like a 6-pack, 12-pack store.
Sure. Gotcha.
It's cheaper to buy a 30-pack than it is a 15-pack today and a 15-pack tomorrow.
Sure.
So, but grocery stores keep it, it's convenience.
Gotcha.
That's what it comes down to.
When you offer a deal on a 30-pack then or a deal on a 12-pack, is the deal because you bought the product cheaper, or are you working with a distributor and they're going to cut you a check on the back end?
It can go both ways. A lot of times, like, you bring this stuff in and it's really not a mover. Like, so it may move in New York. It may have been like the hottest thing. So comes Pennsylvania, they offer you this deal, like buy 13 cases and we'll give you $1 off. But now it's been sitting here for 3 months and everybody in this area is like, well, that's disgusting. You can return beer back to them once it's out of date. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll go, okay, well, we're going to buy it down this amount. Just mark yours down and just to get rid of it.
Right.
And when that doesn't work, they take it back because they don't have a choice. There's nothing you're going to do with it.
So their first step is to basically give you a credit so you can put it on sale. And then their second step would be to just return it. Gotcha.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, nobody wants to take anything back.
Oh, no, you can't blame them there. So a lot less risk involved than other industries, which is good. What keeps the doors open? Is it like, I would imagine domestic is our lowest margin but highest volume. And IPA or imports are probably lower volume, and higher margin. Which one would you say is more important?
Yes. Domestic all day long, every day. People drink beer. That will never change. Everybody wants their Miller Lite, their Busch Light, their Bud Light. Everything is more of a domestic beer.
So that's what's keeping the lights on and all that. It's just the pure volume of domestic beer.
Oh, God, yes.
And since you have the distributor license allowing you to sell the 30 packs, do you see more 30-pack sales then than a traditional, 12-pack or 6-pack customer?
Most definitely. Even people that'll come in and they'll be like, I want a 24. If it's something that comes in at 30, I'm like, listen to me. It's cheaper on you to buy the 30. I'm like, I'm not trying to push you to buy the extra beer. Sure. I'm trying to save you money. Take the 30 and call it a day.
And the price difference is probably negligible. So, yeah. Do you ever break your 30 packs and like ring your own 6-packs or anything like that?
Well, I don't break them intentionally. A lot of times, like, things will come in, like, just in them transporting, or a customer picks it up, it breaks. Instead of sending it back to the distributor, I just break it down to a 6-pack, throw it in my front coolers, and it always goes. Yeah, there's more things you can do in a beer distributor.
Yeah, definitely more flexibility. It sounds like you're happy. It sounds like you're enjoying what you're doing again. So.
I don't know, Zach. I could probably do anything and make it fun. It's just who I am. Right. I'm not the type to just be miserable. It's not worth it to me.
I don't blame you there. So what's on the horizon for the beer industry?
I don't know, because we came out with all the flavored beer. To where it used to be like an everyday item. Seeing it started slowing down. In the summer, they'll bring out like Labatt's grapefruit or Labatt's lime. Come fall, you'll get like your Oktoberfest, your pumpkin beer, your like stuff like that. It rotates so fast sometimes that you're like, you get whiplash because you're like, I don't even know what just happened. Did we just go through 3 seasons in a week? I'm so confused.
Do you have the customers preemptively coming in and saying, do you have the winter beer yet? Do you have the fall beer yet?
All the time. My October people will start the 1st of July. Well, is this coming out? And I'm like, the end of the month, beginning of next month, you'll start seeing it like come in dribs and drabs, but they're the first ones to come in to buy it. They'll come in like faithfully every week, or they call.
So do you guys see, every week I would imagine you guys are kind of arcing on the weekend, and then Monday, Tuesday, and then arcing again? Or is it more flat? Definitely the arcs on the weekend.
Oh, no. Come Friday, Saturday. Now our Sundays are picking up because, it's like football season. Right. So, it's get our beer, go home and watch football. I'm not a football fan. So I'm just like, okay, whatever you got to do, whatever works for you. But yeah, Fridays are always like Fridays and Saturdays are bigger. And like I said, now Sunday, I'll see the incline on Sundays. Well, and once Monday night football comes around, then Mondays will be like a busier day. I don't know,
Now,
something
yeah,
about football and drinking.
they go hand in hand. You may not even sell. Do you sell warm beer, or is all your beer cold?
Oh no, I sell warm beer too. Well, not in
What
the
is the
winter. Zach,
difference?
there's
Yeah.
nothing warm
There's
in the
nothing.
winter.
Yeah, nothing can be
No,
warm in Pennsylvania in the winter. So,
no.
so your hot beer, your beer that's just sitting out on the floor, percentage wise, how much of it do you sell versus cold beer? Yeah.
Definitely more cold.
So if I
Yeah.
were building a new store, definitely allocate the space to have, beer storage in the back, beer caves kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, you need the storage anyway, because like I said, when you're buying like pallets, you need that space. I have a ton of space. Like this building is huge. When I bought it, the guy that had it before me did not do a spectacular job with anything. So we came in and like we kind of revamped how we showcased everything, like just everything. We put shelves in. We did like a ton of stuff in here.
Sure.
So it gives. I tell everybody like, oh, like if they ask me for something that's not out the front, I'm like, oh no, go in the back. It's like supermarket of alcohol. Have at it.
So what else? Is there anything else you've learned about this industry that may surprise us?
Just that it's constantly evolving. It's
Right.
just like everything else in life. It evolves.
Right.
But you have more growth in something like this than more people understand. But yet again, it's still going to depend on the people behind your register. I
Sure.
don't care. Anything with retail is the person behind your register.
And what I tell people is, for some reason, customers trust this cashier to understand and educate them on everything, and their opinion really matters. And so, if you want to push a product, incentivize them.
No, Zach, we are trained therapists. That's what it is. We are therapists. I hate going to most retail stores because when they're nasty, I just want to walk out because I'm like, I do this for a living too. Like,
Right.
there's no reason. I have bad days, but I'm not taking it out on anybody.
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to. It's all in your staffing and how successful you're going to be or not be.
I would agree. It is odd because I think the industries that we serve are still the traditional industries where people enjoy cashier interaction. They enjoy, walking in, being greeted, and the cashier kind of knowing what's going on in their world. Whereas I know with my children, they want to just get on the app order and not talk to anybody. Just go in, pick it up, and leave. And that makes me a little sad.
It makes me angry because I'm like, how much energy does it take to say hello? Every day, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, what I'm in the middle of, I will make a conscious, what's going on? Do I care full-heartedly? No, I don't. But
Not all the time.
I still want to acknowledge everybody.
Yeah, that's great, and that's what I think is a lost art. And the companies that do it well continue to kill it, like you guys were. As if you create that culture, that environment where the customer feels welcome, you can be a little higher margin. You can not carry every single product. The environment's there where the customer wants to come back.
So that's funny that you said that because I am a little more expensive than everybody else with other stuff, and I literally have had customers say, I would rather come here and see you and talk to you, listen to your sarcasm, pay extra money than go somewhere else. And I'm like, well, see, I'm happy to be accommodating to everybody. Person makes the business.
Oh, that's fun. All right, Mary Jo. Well, I think that's going to wrap us up. But big thank you for joining us. And it's always insightful to pick your brain because you're just killing it in the industry. I'm super glad you're happy and doing something that seems to be at least a little less stressful than where you were at before.
And Zach, as always, so happy to see you. I kind of like miss seeing you. So